but I guess it's strange because, and I wonder if this has anything to do with being from Denmark and being white, that this is the issue because, my favorite producer is Teddy Riley, and
Oh, oh, oh my God. Can we just have a moment?
go ahead.
I cannot tell you how many hours in the studio I've spent trying to get that goddamn Teddy Riley snare. He is, I mean, we're touching someone. We just talked Jay Dilla.
Yeah.
This is, you're going straight to if you ask who's your all time, Teddy Riley, by far is my biggest inspiration.
Wow.
So sorry, I just needed a moment.
Did you know him when did you know about him when you were in Denmark about the whole New Jack and Keith Sweat and the Heavy D and the hip
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
Kumo D and
I knew him the first time I started hearing that sound. The first time I hear the sound of hip hop collaborating with R&B was Al B. Shore.
okay.
That's Carl West, but Teddy is actually involved in that record too. He
I've
just
I've
didn't.
interviewed I've interviewed Carl West. Carl West, one of my good friends. I love Carl, and he talked about Teddy in the studio and us watching him and stuff. So yeah. So your first time you
And I
you
don't know
heard
if
of
you know,
yeah.
Teddy Riley also did Doggy Fresh the show. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
even know
yeah,
that.
he was the whole internet, the whole Inspector Gadget stuff
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
keeping the flow going.
So trust me, as soon as that, especially when Al B. Shore came out, I was on. I was on, and when Guy came out, it was over. But
Yeah.
all his remixes, everything I studied, we can talk about Teddy from now. I need to get a bottle of wine or something. We'll sit and
Yeah,
chat in front of the
you
fire
can go ahead and
because
do that.
I'm obsessed with Teddy Riley. I mean, he was the sound he created. It was so spectacular, and it was up in Harlem in his little
Yeah.
room up in Harlem, where his studio was. And what he did up there is insane, and he did much more than he even got credit for
Yeah.
because the story
Yeah,
with
the
his
story of
manager came
Gene and
and
everything. Yeah.
took all the credit and all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
but
being in hip hop, then did you know about say Kumo D when he did go? I get the job done, even for Big Daddy Kane.
go
I
see the doctor
go
was
see
the
the
first one.
doctor. Yeah, I
Yeah,
work. He
I
did the
I
Heavy
I
D and the
I know
Voice.
everything. I had everything, all that, everything. And that's why I'm still in Denmark. That was what's so amazing was if you were into hip hop in Denmark, especially when it wasn't popular to be breakdancing anymore, you were into it because there would be no other reason to be into this because it wasn't popular in that sense. So we were the ones who were into it. We knew everything,
Wow.
everything. And Teddy in particular, I
Yeah.
studied so much as a producer. I mean, just incredible. Let me just turn my phone off over here. Incredible. The amount of inspiration and Karlin, my keyboard guy. I'm the beat guy in our team. I cannot tell you. I mean, back then I made cassettes after cassette. Going, you got to learn these chords. I don't know what he's doing every time. He got these in it that just sound different. His chords, and he goes, "Wow, they really expanded this chords." And I go, "I don't know anything about that, but can we get that on our records?" So we studied Teddy like beyond. He's probably the ones we maybe Jay Dilla and Q-Tip or Tribe Called Quest, and
Yeah.
then Teddy Riley. Those are the two biggest for me and Colin in everything we did.
Wow. I mean, one of my favorite
Watching like
albums.
really two big ones there.
Yeah, one of my favorite albums is the Make It Last Forever Keith Sweat album, and the first song on it was Something Just Ain't Right, and it starts off with Teddy with the keyboards. It just starts with an intro of the keyboards before it goes into yeah.
And the way he plays, that's why my favorite parts on his records were Teddy's Jam.
Okay,
Teddy's
yeah,
Jam on the first Guy album
yeah,
and Teddy's Jam on the second is even
yeah,
better.
yeah. That yeah,
We
yeah,
would listen to that over and over and over and over again. And then
yeah.
I just could not understand how he got those snares to pop like that. And it's not until recently you kind of found out he used the 909 drum machine that
Mm.
was kind of like a house drum machine at that time. I don't know if you know, I'm too nerdy now.
No, no, no,
But
no. You tell there's lots of people who will listen to that and understand.
okay, and that snare has a really hard pop,
Yeah.
but it also has a very distinctive sound. So if
Mm.
you use just that snare, you will sound like all the other records who use that snare. But Teddy used that snare underneath his breakbeat snares. So if he would sample whatever funky drama, or he loved God Make It Funky, that snare, he would all sample it, but he would have the 909 underneath, and that's what gave it that whip. And then it was a board called SSL that everybody probably knows if they're working in the music industry, but the SSL compressor. When you take that combination of an 899 and the breakbeat stand, you put that in through a compressor, and you get that. And he always flammed the beat. He'll have a clap in front of it a little bit, so it would flam a little bit. Don't get me started.
No.
I studied him so much.
No, because as a fan,
such an inspiration.
Yeah, as a fan, that I could always tell his drums or his keys and everything there.
Absolutely, yes.
But to think that he did this, so you think about your upbringing in Denmark in a rural farm area. He was in a projects, had no money, had a small Casio keyboard but had all that talent, and then learning how to do this in the studio. That just shows you that actually when there's talent, it doesn't matter where you're from. It's just in you.
So true. But we used that. Eric B. and McKim had that line. It's not where you're from, it's where you're at.
Yeah,
that became our mecca for us Danes, because we were really outsiders, when we showed up, and as I said, in today's culture it's normal, but that back then, and then we came with an accent and wearing shorts, flower shorts, he looked, I can't tell you how many times we went into the studio and people were like, I remember we had a session with Patti LaBelle. This is kind of early on, and we were starting to buzz a little bit because Latifah had us produce a record, 4 songs on her second album, especially with a song called Fly Girl that got nominated for a Grammy and stuff like that. And we were like, oh my God, we barely knew what we were doing. So much to Latifah. So we started getting some, remix jobs, and we made a lot of soul power remixes of Chill Rob G's and Jungle Brothers. So we're buzzing a little bit, and I guess Patti LaBelle wanted to get that sound. I think our first big remix was Tony Braxton. I Belong to You, I think it's called. We did like a kind of roller skate mix, we call it, but we actually sampled the beat from Gap Band, Outstanding.
Okay.
That's the beat underneath. We had the claps and everything. But I probably shouldn't have said that now. But anyways, so I remember we showed up, and I'm sitting in the room, and Patti LaBelle walks in with her entourage, and she's like, "Can you get me this and this and that? I need this, and also I need some this and that kind of tea. If you don't have that tea, you need to go get that tea. We need it before Soulshock shows up."
Oh, did you?
And I just got up and I said, "Okay, I'll go get it." And then my assistant said to her, "That's Soulshock." And we went through that so many times in the beginning of our career. And it really wasn't until Tupac, when Tupac took us under his wings and we started having big records with him. If you work with Tupac, it didn't matter if you're from Mars or where you're from. We got the stamp. So after Tupac, it was kind of like, okay. I don't think people really still knew we were white, but you are the guy. Yeah, Tupac, right? Yeah, okay, good. You just want to make sure.
Oh, goodness. So, I didn't realize she sent you to go get the stuff, because she just assumed you were the engineer or so.
Yeah, totally. She was like, there's no way that's like, no way that's Soulshock. Just no way.
Oh, goodness. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of
age of somewhere in between
us, or even loving us.
on which I did initially with
CF got to album show, but what was it like growing up?
business, and she's still making an impact. 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
So that works for you, but just for me,
No, okay, you're okay.
They don't understand what Jodeci boys and men and all spirits. And lay it.
there's no need